All right, in 1 minute, the Splatoon 2 World Championships are about to begin. And so let's live stream it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's do this, man. What's up, everybody coming into the stream? Y'all already know how I roll with that Splatoon, bro. Y'all already know how I roll with that Splatoon, bro. And so we live, now live. Now live, let's go. The Splatoon 2 World Championships E3 is upon us. Let me see if they have, they got their music playing. Whatever, I already know I'm going to get a copyright claim in this stream. Oh, I could just turn it down a little bit. Let me turn it down a little bit. Alright, I'll wait for it to start. I'll wait for it to start. We still got, it's supposed to be starting now. It's 6:30. It's 6:30. Let's get it started in here. Let's go. What's up to everyone coming into the chat? What's up, dudes? Alright, let's go. Let's check this out. And shout out to just subscribed. Everything, Dave. Just subscribe. Click subscribe. Also, if you want to game with your boy, play that Splatoon with Obi-Wan. Become a sponsor. Patreon.com/Obi-Wan-Plays and free $10 eShop digital code every new sponsor. Let's go get it. Yep, we're live. Quiet Lion. Let's watch this Splatoon. Splatoon. Let's go. Today or tomorrow. All right, let's go. What's up, dudes? The Splatoon World Championships. This is the live feed. They haven't started yet. Let's go. They late. What? Oh, here it is. All right, turn the music off. Turn my background music off. Here it is. Let's go. Let's go. They got a nice countdown, Nintendo. I appreciate the graphics, the animations. Who do you think will win? I have no idea. I don't know any of the teams. Let's see, though. Potato, thanks for subscribing. Let's go. Let's go. Thanks, Quiet Lion. Patreon.com, Obi-Wan Plays. Become a sponsor. Join a great Nintendo Switch gaming community. Let's go. The Splatoon music is fire. Even though I do like the Splatoon 1 music more than Splatoon 2. Now I'm confused. Is this Splatoon 1 they're playing right now? 3, 2, 1. Alright, Nintendo has good volume for their streams.
In Los Angeles, the Splatoon Sterling Squid is what we're all inking for today.
The Sterling Squid.
As we get set for the Splatoon 2 World Championship.
World Championships.
For the freshest squads. Getting set to battle over the next 2 days of exciting action. We bring you opening round action today.
Shrimp for the win. Thanks for subscribing. Everyone coming into the stream, let's give the stream a thumbs up. Give the stream a thumbs up.
The only.
The one, the only.
Nogami.
Nogami-san. Ha! Splatoon 2! Splatoon 2! That's the homie. Put respect on Nogami's name.
Thank you, Kami. Thank you.
All right, E3. What's up, man? Mr. Nogami.
Hello. I am a squid researcher from the Squid Research Labs, and I make it my business to study a mysterious form of inkling life.
That trophy's fire, bro. That trophy is fire. Shout out to Trevor, the newest sponsor. You too can game with your boy. Join a great Nintendo game community.
To everyone here in the theater and all of you watching from home online around the world, welcome to the Splatoon 2 World Championship.
Hi. Hey, yeah. Splatoon 2. You got it, Quiet Lion. That's it. That's it. Oh, I gotta go for the American team, bro. We gotta go. Isn't the American team the reigning champions?
I also want to offer my hearty congratulations to the 4 teams that won their way here from America, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and Japan.
Yeah. I gotta go for America, bro. This is Nintendo hype hat. No, the hype hat is tomorrow. I mean, this is still hype. This is still hype because it's Nintendo. But the hype hat definitely tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow.
I cannot wait to see what I'm sure will be some world-class play from some of the world's best players.
Let's go. These should be some good Splatoon matches, bro. These should be some good Splatoon matches, bro.
持てる力を出し尽くし、悔いのない戦いをしてください。
To all the players gathered here, let's see your best.
And Sony's press conference, I think, is at 9:30 or 9, one of them. I got the complete schedule, so I'm good.
それでは皆さん、トーナメン
Let's
トを
go.
楽しんでください。
Everyone, please enjoy the tournament.
Enjoy
Do
the
your best.
tournament.
And good luck.
At 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is Sony.
Oh, yeah, let's get it cracking.
Let's
the
get it
Splatoon
cracking.
2 World Championship.
It's on and
Welcome in, I'm your
cracking.
spray-by-spray host, Jordan Kent, and joining me two of
USA.
the finest Splatoonists in all of Inkopolis.
I want the American team to win. Didn't the U.S. win it last year? I think they're the reigning champions.
And we have
What's up,
four of the
T-Devil?
freshest squads, as we said. And Ashley, let's
squad.
start with you. Your thoughts on these championships as we get set.
I mean, we were here last year for the Invitational, and now we get to see the World Championship. And I really like the stories because we've got some returning players.
Yeah.
And they're looking for revenge.
Revenge.
I like that.
Let's go. She
Charles,
likes
what
revenge.
What are you excited to see over the next couple of days here?
Well, this truly is the World Championship, the best players that we could find out here today fighting for all the glory, all the marbles, the prestige. This
I hope
truly
these,
is the championship.
they should. If they're commentating, they better know. They talk about it.
Before we get started, let's take a look at some housekeeping that we got to take care of. The tournament rules for this Splatoon 2
what's the tournament
World
rules?
Championship. Let's go ahead and follow these
Opening
along.
rounds.
Opening rounds, we like to call those the
Turf War.
Turf War. Teams play 2 matches in a mini seeding bracket. After play, the teams will then be ranked by their
Winner
win-loss
cross record. Okay, then semifinals.
Ranked battle, the matchup, seed 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3. And then an elimination best of 5, which will lead us to our 2 teams for the grand finals tomorrow, which will be a best of 7. Kicking off at 1 p.m. tomorrow. And
tomorrow,
you look at the seeding schedule here. We've got a couple teams that are ready to go, but let's walk you through the
Splatoon
first 4
championships
matchups
tomorrow.
that we have in this opening round of Turf War. You see match 1, Set to Destroy X, representing the USA.
Set to Destroy X.
Representing Europe.
The back
and
squids.
GG Boys from Japan taking
GG
on
Boys
from Australia.
I see you, GG Boys.
You see match 3, you take the loser of match 1 and the loser of match 2, and then match 4 will be the winner of match 1 and the winner of match 2.
Okay.
Now we talk about Turf War here. A lot of these players are obviously very familiar with
it. Of course, I'm going for the American team first, and then I'll go for GG Boys.
Let's take a look at the basic
if America loses, but
what we're trying to do here in Turf War. Well, you guessed it. Cover as much of the stage as possible in your team's ink in 3 minutes. Whichever team has the most ink on
we know the rules for it. Bro, if you're watching the stream, you know how Turf War goes.
Basic concept, but you look at these professionals,
we know how Turf War goes.
That's right. When you're playing at this high level, Turf War
if you're tuning in and you're not subscribed, click subscribe
these 2 teams are going to look
so you can stay up to date.
Establish positioning very early on and hold
Somebody just said Paladins
spots so that they can put down as much ink as possible.
And to that point as well, the music change in the last minute is not just for show. Believe me, the last 30 seconds, the most important part of Turf War, you have to make sure that you're in the right spot to stop the enemy push, then save your specials, because it's all about who's ahead at the end.
We heard about the team names, but let's take a moment to get to know the squads just a little
bit better.
Let's
get to know the squads. Let's go. Let's see the squads.
Ink. Used in ancient cultures to write sacred texts. It drips. Sometimes it drops. Early monks used it to create quiet masterpieces.
It drips and it drops.
Pressed it. And today...
Your nephew just subbed. Good stuff. His subscriptions must be on private. I didn't get the notification, but it's all good. Good stuff. Shout out to Raw's nephew. I name it Koi Boys. Koi Boys.
Representing Japan are the GG Boys.
GG Boys.
His new team after splatting out over 800 teams in Japan.
Wow.
He's now looking to bring that.
Wow, they beat 800 teams.
I am Dynamo.
Etona. Taichi. Yamamichi.
We are GG Boys.
GG Boys. Uh-oh. GG.
And representing
When they say
Australia,
GG.
New Zealand is, yeah, nah.
1, 2, 3. Were we all meant to go at 3?
Arriving as the undefeated champions of the 2018 AUNZ Splatoon 2 Cup,
Okay.
this new team includes 2017 Invitational participant Latias. Just kidding, Latias, who returns with the goal of scoring key upsets.
Hi, I'm Gabe.
Hi, I'm Latias.
Totally, River. And I'm FLC. And we're Team Yeah Nah.
All right. Yeah,
Representing
nah.
the United States and Canada,
Let's go.
Set to destroy X.
Let's
After
go.
The US defeated Japan in the 2017 Splatoon 2 World
Let's
Invitational,
go.
Key members of the US team became set to
USA.
continued their dominance.
That's who I
winning
want to win.
Tournament after tournament after tournament. It was a lot of tournaments. The US is now ready to defend their title.
Let's go.
Penguin. Hi, I'm Kia. I'm Fuzzy. I'm Hexen, and we are set to destroy X.
Set to destroy X.
That's awesome. Dude, wow.
Let's go. Let's go. Set to destroy X.
Winners of the Splatoon European Championship, this German team brings a fresh name and team spirit aplenty as they take on the rest of the world.
They're German?
Hey, you're supposed to smile here.
He's smiling.
I don't know. I might. Let's see.
I'm Echo. I'm Watson. I'm Kaito. And
What?
I'm Magic Cables.
That dude's name is
The Back Squids.
the Back Squids. The Back Squids. I don't know. Might go for Back Squids. I'm gonna go for USA and the Back Squids.
It's great to establish an emotional connection with all.
I sort of don't want Japan to win because they always taking us out online. Japan is always killing us online.
From Team Europe. And 9, I want to talk about these special communication devices they'll be using as they get set to play here.
Right, these teams have a special communication device tailored specifically for this tournament. I don't know if you can see them down there, but there are some 6 Splatoon 2 World Championship decals on the side.
Dope.
And communication
I need
is
some
so important in any
Nintendo
team shooter,
headphones
but
that are
especially
fire,
this.
though. I don't
There's
want.
only 4 members. They all have to be informed.
Sorry, headphones.
Players getting their gear ready right now, and as far as the level selection, they'll be starting off from Piranha Pit.
Like
that was won by a coin toss by Team USA in the back, so we'll get a chance to look at that level. And you look at the different abilities and gear. What do you think lends itself well to Turf War here, Ashley?
I think for Turf War, you're looking for things like, you know, swim speed. I always love swim speed. You can get back into the action quickly. I know we're going to probably see a lot of maybe super quick jump. I mean, there's a lot of different things you could pick, but the one thing that we won't be seeing, 9, as we were talking about, is sub-abilities.
We will not be seeing sub-abilities today. Sub-abilities are disabled, so it's important to place the abilities that you are allowed to use on a premium because you only get 3.
Henry Tetley. I'll go swim speed all the way.
We oftentimes say in Turf War, that's when
so
it's
no
make or break
sub-abilities.
time there, 9.
Wow.
What are these teams trying to establish in those final ticks on the clock?
Well, first of all, they want to position themselves properly. Everyone knows that when you're pushed back, you have to find a way back in. What beats that? Positioning. And on top of that, you need to have your specials. You know that the opponent is going to come out with specials. You have to have yours at the ready to counteract those.
Players making their final adjustments and getting back to communication. We oftentimes talked about as well too. That's one of the key features of these professional teams here.
Henry,
their
thanks for
ability
subbing,
to talk and chat with one another and recognize threats.
Yeah, of course. I mean, anybody who is playing
Splatoon
you always want to be talking to your teammates, right? I know that I always play with my best friend. We're talking to each other in voice chat. We're telling each other, hey, there's someone on the left, there's someone on the right, there's someone on, you know, let's go flank. So it's an important feature. And with these guys, they are at the top.
All right, this is it. Oh, it's Europe against Europe. US against Europe. I got to go for US. Ivan, thanks for subbing, Ivan.
You'll go ahead and look at your screen. You see Team USA set to destroy X in the pink, and then you've got the Back Squids in yellow. Looking at the loadout, what are you noticing right here, 9?
Well,
they are
painting that X running with 2 Rapid Blaster Pros. We're going to say that name.
Oh, I want to see what weapons they use too, man.
The dominant weapon currently in the meta. You see a Rapid Blaster on the side of
Rapid Blaster
Pros. Keep an eye on those weapons.
Majin already using the inkjet,
able
to get a splat on Wit right there. Going to go ahead and respond back to his spot right there. 4-3
really? Rapid Blaster Pros? Maybe I need to check out those Rapid Blasters.
30 seconds are important at the end, but the first 30 to establish map control are just as important.
That's right. You want to be able to get your positioning in. You want to start building that special as quickly as humanly possible.
Woo!
But not so
they traded.
That you are actually out of the action. You don't want
to
stay away. Oh, these good.
Wow, Europe is killing it, huh?
Trade for trades right there. 3-2 advantage on the field right now for the back squid. You see the bottom right of your
kitchen
screen.
counters. I don't know where it's at.
A lot of yellow on the map right now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's getting scary. We talk about it. The last 30 seconds are important, but you can very much lose a match early on if you're not careful. I love what I'm seeing from back squid. You see themselves positioned. They don't have the 2 Rapid Blaster pros, but they do have the Rapid Blaster. They're not being overly aggressive.
Majin doing a great job grabbing
US
a
is
couple
going
of splats with that Rapid Blaster. Take a look at Fuzzy and an overhead view of the map. 4-4 on the field. 1:30 left in this one.
Come on.
Both teams vying for control, but it seems like actually the back squids have the early advantage in this one.
They do. They established it early on. They have that key splat with the inkjet, which I absolutely love that from a distance. But here we go. We're starting to see the specials come out from US.
Fuzzy deploying the Stingray right now, trying
to
create some space.
You got to strafe with that Stingray, bro.
Being deployed because here is set to destroy X, looking to make that counter push here as we approach a minute left here, 9.
They're getting them kills in.
People on the left side of the map. We talked earlier about how you need to pair up if you want to make something happen.
I want to know what abilities they're using.
And
bro, spectating is so cool in this game, man.
They now have
4-4 on the map. Wit has an Ink Storm sent out right now. That's going to help.
Ink Storm is going to help.
To destroy X. You look at the map.
Ink Storm helps in turf war.
It's pretty even at this point. Wit using that super jump to avoid the Stingray. Falls behind the splash wall. Wonderful job right there.
Oh!
Splat for Splat.
But I tell you this, US turned it around. Bro, my dude used his Stingray to try to take out the Jet Squelcher.
There's not going to be a lot of time for either side to build up their
USA killing them now. Well, it's still close, but this is the critical time.
20 seconds left.
I think US, bro! Oh, I think US was just pacing them. And then the last 30 seconds, they got it. The US got this one.
4-3 on the field, back squids. Is it enough of an advantage to make a counter push? We will see. It's going to be close. 3-2 was
oh, that bucket at the slosher at the end. Oh!
It's gonna be
Europe
close.
won.
Europe
won, bro. It was that slosher at the end.
And we saw that by the final couple of seconds right there.
It was that slosher right at the end.
And a couple scoops of the bucket with the slosher.
Slightest of leads, but that's such a big map that it's hard to get to the other side. Even if you have
the slosher got him at the end, bro.
You have so much ground to cover. Set to Destroy X did a great job pushing back in without the use of their specials. You saw them put 3 people attacking one spot, but it was just the stagger. Trades here, trades there. Ultimately, it just wasn't enough.
And Ashley, we saw it was really the back squids, their ability to establish map control early in this one. It seemed like it put Set to Destroy X on the defensive for most of the map.
Yeah. That early splat with that inkjet, I think, was really key. I think it hurt their ability, Set to Destroy X's ability to set up any
it was the last. Turf war is won in the last
really
30
back
seconds.
An advantage throughout the entire match.
And we talked about the trades and the splats that were going on. Let's take a look at our instant replay from that matchup. We'll zoom in here on Wit and see what he's doing in this Turf War matchup. And 9, why don't you go ahead and walk us through this as he lands on the super jump behind the splash wall.
So this was a really key moment because you see the slosher is pushed up in an aggressive position, and they also had just fired their Stingray as well. Even though Pengit went down right after doing that, that was their front liner that they had sent out there, cleaning that up without anybody going down. Really set the tone for them to make that late comeback. But again, it just wasn't enough.
And we saw
thanks for subbing, Elijah. Thanks for subbing, dude.
Really, for Set to Destroy X,
thanks,
you're looking to try and get the splat, then make the push, but you don't get a chance to do that because the back squid's doing a great job of just playing defensive and making sure they secured the turf that they were able to grab.
Absolutely, and they won a lot of their one-on-ones. And if they didn't win the one-on-one, they took someone down with them. And I think that was such a smart move on their part. You know, they didn't get overly aggressive. They didn't try to get close to the the base. Like, they just said, you know what, we got this. We're just gonna stay in the middle of the map. We're gonna control it, and that's it.
Let's get set for our second matchup. It's going to be from Australia.
I see a lot of rapid blasters,
GG boys from Japan.
I see a lot of rapid blasters.
We're back. We're back. We're back. My bad. Of this match. And 9, Australia, New Zealand won the coin toss backstage, and they decided to go with Manta Maria. Your initial thoughts on this stage?
All right.
Well,
let's go.
Charger. I don't know if Latias will be using
Demetrius. Thanks for subbing, Demetrius.
If you want to use a long-range weapon, you can go up to the top on that snipe area, the grading, and really make your presence felt. I think the spot they feel very comfortable, and we'll see if it pays off.
And it seems like in Manta Maria, if you can get the upper hand and have the higher elevation there, Ashley, your team's going to have a huge advantage.
Literally the upper hand. I mean, you've got a lot of verticality in this map. There's not a lot of ground space in the way of, you know, you get to that center really quickly. So if you can get up high, you're definitely going to have an advantage with a slosher.
All right,
an advantage with a charger. Any weapon that's going to put down a lot of ink.
And 9, I want to discuss some more about these main abilities because, as we said, you don't get the chance to load up 12
you
quick
can't
swim
stack
speeds,
those main abilities.
Swimming all over the level, you've got to be very judicious about what abilities you choose.
Right, and I think one of the most important abilities in the game right now is that quick respawn. It allows your frontliners, if they jump in to try to get back into the action, they get splatted, sent back to spawn. They're able to respawn very quickly, as it is called quick respawn, and they can jump back in and make their presence felt at sort of little to no risk. But because you're not able to stack that now, you've got to be a little more judicious with your jumps.
About a minute away from getting started here, we've got the GG Boys of Japan taking on
I want to see how these
Australia, New Zealand, and
watch the Japanese use all snipers.
We discussed they took out over 800 teams to qualify here for the World Championships.
Did I?
800 teams down, 3 more to go. That is the game plan for them here. But it just shows how experienced they are. That was a live environment like this, lots of teams, a big crowd. This is not too big a stage for them.
The lobby is basically set to go. We're just waiting for one more check mark, and then we can get started here. Turf War on Manta Maria. We've got the GG Boys from Japan taking on Nah from Australia, New Zealand. And remember last year, the Aussies came in, and they had quite the upset in Turf War early on, Ashley.
They indeed did. We saw a lot of great play from them, and honestly, I'm excited to see what's going to happen right now.
Well, let's get it started. Match number 2, GG Boys from Japan.
Boys,
you see them in the blue or purple ink, however you portray it. And then the green ink will represent Nah from Australia, New Zealand, and 9. Give us the breakdown on the initial loadouts.
Well, you're seeing 2 dynamo rollers in the action right now. You would not have seen that a couple patches ago, but these are pretty similar compositions. Both sides using a lot of dualies here. Their long-range weapons are going to be the jumping point. We already see
which kind of dualies?
Yamamichi with the nice splat.
I see.
Those dualies and that mobility that he has.
They're using just the regular dualies. Somebody's using those dualie squelchers.
That's right, and Yamamichi has the dualies, which
the dualie squelchers with the rain cloud.
To get those double rolls in there, make sure he can get away from people, and again, win those one-on-ones and convert to ink on the ground.
He's
toast. We've got an Inkjet versus a Stingray, as you see Latias up top with that heavy splat, getting a nice job with that splatling right there. 2:15 left in this one. 4-3 advantage on the field for Nah. You see their ability right now.
Yeah, splatlings, you got to find a good location.
And another reason that range is so good on this map is because it's a long map. They're going to need to jump back into the action. As you see Yamamichi getting another great splat.
Inkjet taking them out.
Job of not getting locked out.
Inkjet taking them boys out.
4-4 on the map.
You love Manta Maria.
It's cool. Now as we have a couple of splats right here. Latias using that splatling on top of the grate in the middle of the pier here.
My dude is good with this.
She's trying to score her team a pivotal victory here in match number 2 of the Splatoon 2.
Oh, she got taken out.
Overseeing a few things. You see FLC using that dynamo roller. Oh, but a 2-for-1 splat courtesy of Yamamichi once again, 9.
And they did a great job of moving in with the Stingray. Even if the Stingray isn't able to get the splats, it's a giant team. Everyone's looking at that allowed them to push both of their dualie players up and take that crucial position.
Yamamichi just marinating in that toxic miss, and he don't even care right now as it's 4-4 on the field.
Dynamos
trying to seize control.
Dynamos in Turf War, tough, bro.
Advantage for GG Boys,
especially the last 30 seconds.
With that Dynamo.
Oh, Dynamo battle.
Dynamo as Dynamon keeps him at bay. But here comes the Inkjet with about a minute left here. Ashley, what needs to happen with the final push?
Well, I think Australia needs to get out there, and Nah has got to start converting some of these one-on-ones. They, you know, GG Boys are doing such a great job. They're being so aggressive. They're getting so far ahead that it's really hard for Australia to come around and flank.
Yeah, Japan is winning a little bit.
35 seconds left in 9. It looks like with the 3-2 advantage, this is an opportunity for the GG Boys to strike.
It was, but you see all the frontliners went down just as we
rain cloud.
The last one
rain cloud.
Holding things down in the middle. She's not going to be able to do all the painting herself. They need to get in and get in quick.
18 seconds left. Ink armor deployed. Nice little overcoat for the GG Boys. Trying to get a few splats. Taiji unable to get the splat over there. You've got a 3-2 advantage on the field.
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
Japan
7
won.
seconds left. Can
Japan
GG Boys
won
get the final push? Looks like they're able to get enough work done before the bell rang. Let's see what happens here.
GG Boys won. Japan won that one.
between Japan,
Japan won that
New Zealand. And the results are
Japan won that one.
GG Boys with the victory, and they will move on
Rummel,
to match
cool,
4 to
Rummel.
take on
Rummel
the
wanted that
back
Devil May
splits.
Cry, good stuff.
This was an example here, 9, of getting that final push with the last 30 seconds, and we saw
Last
that from the
30
GG Boys. They got the numbers advantage, and those frontliners were able to advance.
And the frontliner versus frontliner battle really was the story there at the end. We said Latias was stranded by herself. It's because too many 1v1 victories coming from the dualies of GG Boys, and sometimes that's just how it goes.
And we saw Yamamichi with some big-time plays. Let's take a look at some of the action that was going on in this previous match. And you saw him with the dualies. And, Ashley, a lot of times if you're one of those frontline players and you're the dualies, it's your job to go out there, get some ink out there, but also get some splats.
That's right. I mean, Yamamichi is so aggressive. I love watching him with those dualies. He's absolutely fantastic. Look at the aim with his inkjet. I mean, it was just so much fun to watch him get out there and get those splats.
Well, as we get set for our third match, we will have Ya Na from Australia, New Zealand, taking on Set to Destroy X from Team USA. And in order to determine the stage, our available stages left are Arowana Mall and Wahoo World. We will do a coin flip here in just a moment. And you will have Ya Na, since they traveled the furthest here and put the most miles on the airplane to get here, they will get a chance to call the coin. And then, of course, match 4, Back Squids versus the GG Boys will have the remaining stage at that point. And it was interesting because we were talking about the Piranha Pit decision for Set to Destroy X here, 9, and they went with Piranha Pit because you eliminated the Chargers in that level, but it wasn't able to work out for them.
No, it wasn't. And whenever you have a strong long-range threat, you want to pick a map that allows you to encroach on that. Things that you can put some pressure on there artificially without having to run up and get them. But like you said, didn't quite work out
US
here.
against
and
Australia.
We saw this matchup last year, too.
Well, let's get set for our coin toss here. I believe we have our stagehand on stage set to go. We've got a couple of players
what are they choosing for?
X getting in the lobby here. Both sides of the coin were shown to Gabe. Gabe made his selection as far as which side will be chosen. And so obviously coin flips, very, very important when it comes to deciding a stage.
They get to pick the stage.
And it is the decision for Australia, New Zealand. They will get a chance to choose the stage. So will it be Arowana Mall or Wahoo World? And any thoughts on what they might be choosing here, Ashley, when you look at what they might be able to do?
Wahoo World is better than Arowana.
I mean, if
I hate Arowana
wants to run
Mall.
a Charger this time around.
I hate
We'll see what happens.
I hope they pick Wahoo World.
Gabe has talked to his teammates.
I hope they pick Wahoo World.
Secrets are being shared. They will be going with
Arowana Mall.
Arowana Mall will be the next stage decision for.
It's an oldie. That's from
I got a little drama right there. So let's do a little shopping here. You look at Arowana Mall and how it's going to play for both these teams.
I don't like Arowana Mall.
It's a great map for anyone who plays a Splat.
I don't like
It's
Arowana
so good.
Mall.
You have those long lanes, and it's a very long map as well, sort of like Manta Maria. We saw what the Stingray can do there. It's all the more powerful here.
Extra powerful.
So the winner of this match will be our 3 seed. The loser of this match will be the 4 seed when we go to our best of 5 and some of those ranked modes. So obviously a lot at stake here.
They just gave it to me.
Their items. Ashley,
I need to call Nintendo real quick.
Set to Destroy X as they get set for
hey, I'm going to be right back.
I mean, I think that they're going to be a lot more
I paid for Paladins.
First 30 seconds.
The developers just sent me a code
really
for Paladins early.
Those one-on-ones, and I think we're going to see some. I think we might see some revenge play right here, where they're just like, we got to just come out hard and get in there. So I have a feeling we're going to see some very aggressive play.
And we talked a little bit about the special.
I'm going to call Nintendo live.
We saw some
I'm going to call them live.
What else lends
I need to call Nintendo customer service live. I just got a review code for Paladins early, but I already paid for the game.
By a country
I want the code now so I could play the game.
Blasters does have it, but ultimately a lot of the popular picks right now
Nintendo
do
customer
have those
service.
And obviously those specials will play a huge role. We also saw a lot of ink armor going
I'm going to just be honest with them and tell them what happened.
What we've seen in the first 2 matches is you want to establish.
I got to call Nintendo, bro. I'm going to see if I can get my funds back for Paladins.
Number advantage.
The developers sent me a review code early. I can play Paladins. Hello.
We got Ya Na from Australia, New Zealand. Taking on Set to Destroy X from Team USA.
They're experiencing a high volume of calls.
9, break it down for us here.
Well, Set to Destroy X feels like it wasn't the composition that got to them last time. This is exactly what they ran, and it looks like the exact same comp here coming out as well from Ya Na. They like what they saw here. They just feel they need to execute.
And obviously the middle part of the stage is going to play
a
huge role in this level. Those 2 ramps that meet up to the middle, being able to control and have the high ground here will be a necessity.
Nintendo Switch person 1.
See Latias with the Stingray.
Oh, wow. Again, that long, skinny map means that those are going to hurt.
You see the baller climbing up to the next level. Hexen going to go ahead and take the escort over there, avoiding the curling bomb. But here comes an inkjet down the alleyway. Able to get 2 splats right there as the river is flowing at this point here, 9.
I need to repeat the menu.
That was a really precarious position. If they lost that closed area, it was all going to be rough for them. River being able to get those 2, not only keeps it even, it gives them an advantage.
4-4 on the field. 2 minutes into this one. You look at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and you see the slight advantage right now at this point going to
All right, so
both teams fighting for control.
I'm calling Nintendo. I need to get that Paladins refunded so I can download the game.
This is the Splat right there.
Let's go. We're playing Paladins tonight. I'm going to be playing Paladins on the Switch. Probably right after this stream, I'll play some Paladins.
By the Rapid Blaster Pro, Hexen coming in and saving his teammate right there.
You hear this?
Yeah, Hexen really came in and made a play there. And now
Nintendo.
He's cutting off the
y'all don't know who y'all messing with right now, bro.
For someone to come on by and splat
Give me the code.
Hexen
Yeah, right.
trying to put some pressure on the spot
right.
here.
Yeah, right, boy. Thank you. I need to respond. You gotta say thank you to people.
Here comes Kyo to provide some backup.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna reply.
And then you see the Squid Beacon as well. Oh, Kyo with the splat from up above with the slosher, trying to avoid some of that ink raining down. Has the baller ready to go and gonna ride that all the way up to the ramp. About a minute left here. 4-4 on the field. Kyo trying to be as economical as possible with that baller. And both teams doing a great job here staying alive in the final minute.
Yep. This is where it all comes down to. They have 2 rapid pros like we've mentioned, so it's going to be very difficult for them to climb that mountain. FLC getting a critical splat right there. That's going to give them at least a little bit of breathing room, but this center is filled with members of Set to Destroy X.
FLC put in work right now. Gets splatted, but took out a couple of members of Set
and they said that there's no embargo. I could do whatever I want. Yeah, why would they put embargo on a game that's already out? So. Let's go. We're playing Paladins tonight.
You can't go down 2 squids. It's really tough to come back from that, and you can see US Set to Destroy X putting down tons of ink in the last 10 seconds.
Here comes that push from Set to Destroy X. All 4 members on the field. Latias trying to do all that she can.
All right, US is winning.
There might not be enough time left as we take a look at the final results, and it seems like Set to Destroy X was able to do what they needed to do at the end of this matchup.
Let's go.
There you have it, 60.4 to 33.2. And the execution by Set to Destroy X, especially at the end, they weren't discouraged when we saw FLC get a couple of critical splats with that roller.
If I give away a code that a developer gives me, I get in all kinds of trouble, bro.
When you have a double Rapid Blaster Pro composition, you know that if they come up the middle, they're going to take a lot of chip damage in doing so.
By the way, I'm streaming now. Let me say hi. I hope the developer he just emailed me right back live. Hey, Paladins developer, if you can see this, I'm going to be playing some Paladins. Tonight! We playing that Paladins tonight!
There comes that push, and you don't leave the other team enough time to make a comeback.
Thanks, High
I mean,
Riz.
if you splat 1 squid, that's maybe a swing of about 2 to 5%.
Because I already preloaded the game, but I'd have to wait until tomorrow to play it. I want to play it tonight, bro.
With 2 people down on the opposing team, you could look at a 15 to 20% swing really quickly.
Well, let's take a look back at a couple of critical plays.
Because if they don't let me do that, I want to see if I can transfer it to
well, things really started to go downhill for Yana when they lost this closed, and that's why earlier I mentioned it was so important that River was able to win this battle.
Alex Gamer said hi.
Paladins devs. They were not able to make Lightning Strike twice, however, not able to defend it that second.
Come on, Nintendo, answer the phone. This is Nintendo's. They have that Zelda as a weight. All right, USA won a match. Let's go.
Right, and they spent so much time trying to build it up, and that was right after FLC had gotten those 2 awesome splats. If
make it crossplay with Xbox.
If Hexen had gone down in that situation, it really would have set the tone for the pushback from Yana.
We'll look into it. We'll look into it.
At that point, really kind of shut things down.
So Set to Destroy X will take the 3rd seed.
Paladins, boys. What's up, Timothy? I see you.
But we still need to determine who's going to be.
Shout out to everybody watching the stream. Give the stream a thumbs up. Let's get the stream over 100 likes. We can do it, guys. We can do it. Nintendo, come on, man. Pick up
Wahoo World that they will be on.
Pick up the phone. I want to download my Paladins.
And so I think that there is some real potential for an upset. So I'm looking forward to seeing how each team kind of handles that map, because it is a little bit different than the other maps that we've kind of played so far.
It is a little bit different, and to your point of it being so new, I think these teams are maybe going to go with some safer compositional picks here. They might not go for the, you know, maybe putting a Dynamo
tonight might do, but I'll be on Xbox. Okay,
Madman. Of course, very good with the Dynamo roller. It's in his name.
I can play with the sponsors.
When you do that, you have to
make it cross play with Xbox. Yeah, trailer. I will. I will. I will. Yeah, we'll be gaming. Yeah, so if dudes have it on the Xbox, I can play with the sponsors. So if you want to game with your boy in that Paladins,
more of these main abilities
that
we might see, especially when you consider how important the final 30 seconds are.
Well, stealth jump is very important to get yourself back into the action, but I've heard some of these teams say that stealth jump really isn't one of the 3 they feel they need right now. Special saver, though.
Y'all hear this?
Special saver, very popular, and as we talked about it, you need your specials in the last 30 seconds.
Y'all heard that?
Special saver, the most
Come on,
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Sure, you've got it when you need it.
And let's take one more look at the ink pools as we get set for our 4th and final matchup in these ink pools. You see the back squids taking on GG Boys in match 4.
Okay.
Set to destroy X, getting the victory over Yeah Not to claim the 3rd seed.
Okay, so
now
US got to win.
Figure out who's going to be our top squid as
I'm going for Europe. I just want Japan to lose.
Let's pick this up. Wahoo World.
I mean, I don't have any hate against Japan. I like Japanese people. But they're always kicking my butt online in Splatoon. Especially Splatoon 1. How crossplay work on Xbox, I don't know, Broken. I'll find out when I
download the game. It's so interesting because you know you have to push forward and take it, but as we're seeing right now, Dynamon kind of just able to box him out here.
I would just download the game now, but
with Echo Stingray here doing the exact same thing.
Echo deploying the Stingray, 4-4 on the field, just 30 seconds into this one, and Ashley was
trying to purchase no amiibo?
You can't necessarily swim right up it because there's a huge uninkable wall, as you see Dynamon with the nice splat in the rapid blast.
Hey, we're going to talk to the Nintendo rep live, so
let's
see what they say. By the end of the week, Cool Moby.
And it makes these teams know exactly where their opponents are going to be coming from.
A lot of orange on the map.
Oh, Japan is killing them right now.
Early control of Wahoo World. 2 minutes left in this one, and Yamamichi using that inkjet and a lot of territory. He's got.
Japan is killing them.
Yeah, like we said earlier, it makes it that much more difficult for the enemy team to make the comeback, and he's just building up his special.
Why are y'all doing them like that, Japan?
Back there and do what he needs to. Though it does.
Bro, I've been on hold for 8 minutes now, Nintendo.
Majin with the ink storm, and you see the toxic mist in the middle of this.
Majin Boo. Dragon Ball.
A couple of splats. It's Rapid Blaster versus Dualies. You've got Yamamichi back rolling out of there. 1:30 left in this one. Yamamichi with an inkjet ready to go. Going to throw out a couple of curling bombs and pave the way. Yamamichi trying to avoid damage right now. Moving along.
They got me on hold, bro.
Has that special.
Nintendo got me on hold,
and
bro.
Here comes the inkjet as Yamamichi gets the splat on Majin. 1:15 left in this one. 4-3 advantage as we see a sprinkler fall to the bottom. And GG Boys here, Ashley, unable to really
they just got
what? We see another splat for splat exchange. However, Taiji is staying alive.
Yeah, I mean,
support.nintendo.com.
And they all, I really love watching them move because they all move so unconventionally as they're getting around the map. You don't see them taking the traditional walkways in Wahoo World that your regular tourist squids would do.
And so now
boom!
Gets the splat and wants him. You've got 4-2
Japan. Japanese ain't playing, bro.
That's Splatling trying to create some damage and havoc from up above, able to get out of there. Etuna retreat. Sprinkler put down at this point. 37 seconds left, and you've got 4-4. What needs to happen if you're the back squids? You're trying to make a comeback here, 9.
Well, the first thing you have to do is deal with Yamamichi. Been living over here on this side of the map the entire time.
Oh, that jump was tight.
Now it's taking 2 of them, and Yamamichi finally goes down. This is the look that they
I'm going to give the Rapid Blaster Pro a second look.
It's 2-2.
Will be poured over to the Switch. Rumble, yeah, I think it will eventually. Rumble, I think we're going to get some Ocarina of Time.
Oh, it's pretty close on the map, but a slight advantage right now to the GG Boys. It's 3-2, though. Is this the push? Don't call them the comeback squids. 4 seconds left. Is it going to be enough with the heavy splatling in the middle? Let's wait to see the results
Japan
here.
won.
Might have been too much ink for the back squid.
Yeah, Japan won. Japan won.
We'll see what happens. You
That's
see quite a bit of orange.
Japan is
2-0. What does Judd have to say? And that will be a victory for the GG Boys. They claim the #1 seed However, solid showing by the back squids. They will be the #2 seed as we get set for the semifinals here. And once again, we were talking about Yamamichi and the fact that he was having to pay rent. He was living at the top of the stage so much.
And we could have said that 2 or 3 times throughout that game. We saw earlier the double splat that came in with the
shout out to everybody watching the stream. If you want a game with your boy every day, become a sponsor. Patreon.com/.
So difficult to get rid of. And when
every new sponsor, I am giving away a free $10 eShop digital code just for
I believe we've got a replay from some of the action that was taking place in that 4th and final matchup in our Ink pools. You had the GG boys taking on the back squids, and really what's been so impressive when you look at the GG boys, not only their communication, but their ability to really just never give the other team an overwhelming advantage. They always seem to have
I don't make the rules
on the field of play.
But watching them, you do pick up on some stuff, some nuances that these pro players do.
This is the thing that I think the GG boys do almost better than anybody else. I'd say Set to Destroy X also really close on that front. But, I mean, the way that they just
Renee, thanks for subscribing,
say,
Renee.
You won't be coming up this way. Like, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to cancel that.
Let's take an updated look at the Ink pools as we finish up with our 4th match here. And we obviously have our seeds determined for the semifinals. Set to Destroy X will be the 3rd seed. Your 4th seed will be Yadna from Australia, New Zealand. The back squids representing Europe, they will be your #2 seed. And the GG boys from Japan, winning both of their matches in the Ink pools, will be victorious. And we take a look at the semifinal brackets. It'll be the 1 seed versus the 4 seed. GG boys taking on Yadna in a best of 5. And then you'll have the back squids facing off against Set to Destroy X. And now we get to some of the ranked modes here, 9, and what changes as we get away from Turf War into some more of these strategic game modes.
Well, almost everything changes, to be honest with you here. The one big thing is in this mode, if you make a big push early on, no matter what mode it is, you get to keep those points. It's not a situation where you take a big lead at the beginning and it just goes away. If you're able to make the big push and play defense, you more often than not find yourself winning.
Well, you see the map that we have here for the 5 potential games. Splat zones, Clam blitz, tower control, Rainmaker, and then tower control if game 4 and 5 are necessary. So let's talk about Splat zones because, Ashley,
I'm waiting for Nintendo. I want to download my Paladins, Nintendo.
Consistent game modes. You're going to control a patch of turf, which we like to call Splat zone.
I wonder if I could just delete it off my system.
For 100 counts. Once your team completely covers the zone with your ink color, your team's timer will begin to decrease. Whichever team has less time left on their timer at the end of the match wins. However, there are penalties that can be employed.
That's right. If you have the countdown going and then your splat zones are taken over, you get penalized.
I'm gonna try to. I'm just gonna redeem my code for the game.
And so, 9, you look at the basic principles and rules of Splat zones, but how do these professional players take it to another level where they can be so dominant on this game mode?
Well, there's a time in the game we kind of call the lockout phase. It's when you've taken 2 or 3 down, the opponents are kind of staggered coming from spawn, and you have control of the zone. The good teams are the ones that are able to, much like in Turf War, identify where those threats are coming from. Shut down the lanes, as you said, GG Boys is so good at, but it's really whoever can break that chain. They're going to build up their specials and push in with that. You'll see it go back and forth a little bit, but ultimately it's whoever can break that chain who finds themselves victorious.
And it follows a similar pattern to what we saw in Turf War here, Ashley. You want to obviously get the Splat zone. From that point, you do want to push into the other team's territory to make sure you're pushing them further away from the zone.
Yeah, you want to make sure that they are nowhere near. You're going to just protect that Splat zone at all costs. But the thing is we're also probably going to see a couple of them maybe do a little bit of forward hunting, as you will. They may take some ink forward and try to get around behind their opponents if they're coming into that Splat zone. And if they have their specials loaded up, I think we're going to see some fireworks.
Players are still getting set for this first semifinal matchup between the GG Boys from Japan and Yadna from Australia, New Zealand, and we are seeing some changes in the gear here, 9, so it will be interesting
but I'm
to see
also
what they
a
deploy.
Nintendo
YouTuber, talk to me a little bit more about the communication, how these teams chunk up these maps, as I like to say, and are able to communicate to one another.
Sure, so we've got some very simple callouts left and right that are commonly used here. If there's a spot where the sniper usually goes, we call it snipe. If there's a spot where you can access that, we call it flank. If there's a big box, we call it box. It's not always complicated, but it has to be precise and it has to be quick because, again, there's only 4 of you. If 2 go down, that's half your force.
Oh, Professor 9, we appreciate the lesson. Let's go ahead and pick up Splat zones and Mako Martin. What do you like about this level, Ashley? Because this is one of the newer ones we saw since the game's been released.
I like this one as a Splat zone choice because there is
it's actually a pre-purchase game. It isn't even a game that's out yet. So okay, I'll see what you can do.
Yeah, Nah in the blue and the GG Boys in the green, and let's talk about this loadout here as we already have a 3-0 wipe on the field for the GG Boys here, 9.
Well,
oh, you want my switch, the serial number?
You pick the game, but they sent 3 people down to the bottom of the
hold
screen
on,
there.
one
It doesn't
second.
matter what weapons you put.
Can't let
If you
y'all
get
see
2 or
this,
3 of
I'll
those
be right
taken
back.
down, you've just lost it all, and now begins that lockout phase that we talked about.
GG Boys going with the Splat Dualies, the Range Blaster, the Slosher, and of course that Rapid Blaster Pro. Meanwhile, for Yeah Nah, you've got the dual Squelchers, Heavy Splatling, Splat Dualies, and a Range Blaster as well too. Now it's 3-3 on the field, a couple of specials ready to go for Yeah Nah, but we see the zone has been grabbed by the GG Boys. It's already 100-40 here, Ashley.
Yeah, I mean, this is going very quickly, and they're keeping Yeah Nah away from the Splat zone, and that's all you really have to do. Like you were saying, Nine, once you get ahead, you just got to play defense.
If you're Yeah Nah, you really want to secure that zone and put that stiff penalty on the GG Boys. However, GG Boys have no intent in giving it up. 14 seconds left until the GG Boys can claim a quick victory here.
River on the inkjet.
On the inkjet, a couple of rolls right here by River, and they lose control. Can it be enough? And yes, Yeah Nah able to seize control. And you see the 75-second penalty being deployed for the GG Boys. That's going to give Yeah Nah a chance in this one, because essentially here, Nine, you now have a 77-84 score.
Well, that was 3 specials. If that didn't work, nothing was going to work. This time they put 3 on the same side, and unlike at the beginning,
it was 2 days ago.
They got the splats they needed, and just persistently painted that zone.
3:10 left, 3-3 on the field. GG Boys with the advantage. All they need are 2 more. However, they see a 50-second penalty staring them in the face between victory. And we look at Latias up top with that heavy splatling. Oh, zone is up for grabs at this point. Oh, Latias able to get the splat on Yamamichi. Here comes the Stingray. Can she rack up a couple more splats? And that does enough map control there, Ashley, to push back the GG Boys.
This girl is a beast with long-range weapons. I absolutely love watching her play. She's got that experience from last year, and it shows. She knows exactly what she needs to do to get her team back in control of that splat zone.
Latias trying to clean things up on Isle Yeah Nah right now, 60-2. And that timer continues to decrease for Yeah Nah. However, now they have to overcome a penalty as the GG Boys and Yamamichi with that inkjet get back into the game here, Nine.
And that is what you see when you have that many specials coming in. We've seen it a couple times now, and we're going to see it a lot. It's really, can you turn aside the opponent's specials as they push in, and how many of you have to go down to make that happen? We're seeing now they're starting to stagger it a little bit. I'd like to see them come back in as a group.
That custom blaster catching River as he tried to flank. Oh, but another blaster, but then FLC gets put down, and Yamamichi gets splatted. Everybody's getting splatted left and right as we're under 2 minutes left. 3-1 advantage GG Boys. However, a couple of Yeah Nah bombs already. That auto bomb gonna add more damage at the end, and it's gonna be game for the GG Boys as they clean things up on Mako Mart here, Ashley.
You know, one of the things that I noticed that the GG Boys were doing was every time one of their teammates would get splatted,
Did Japan just win again?
Hide behind that ink-proof pad in the middle of the cross that was the splat zone, so that they could jump in really quickly with cover and then get right back into it.
Game 1 going to the GG Boys, and we talk about this game mode here, Nine. It's one of the most difficult ones to mount a comeback in.
Yeah, because what they did, they sent me a digital code, so after I remove it, I'll be able to use that code.
You're forcing the other team just to gain map control before they can even go after the objective.
Right, and that's a great point, because the objective is map control, and we talk about map control, how important it is here. It's a little bit more important than all the other map parts of the map that you can take, but it's also really not. You have to find a way to get to it, because if you get too predictable, you're just going to get snuffed out.
Let's get set for our second game in this first semifinal matchup between the GG Boys from Japan and Yeah Nah from Australia, New Zealand, and it will be Clam Blitz. And you take a look at this game mode, one of the most recent ones added here, Nine. You're going to toss clams into the enemy basket. First team to score 100 points wins. You can find clams scattered around the stage. If you round up 10 clams, you create a power clam. A power clam is needed to break the basket's barrier. You toss 1 clam in the basket, that's 3 points. You get a power clam in there, that's 20 points. And Ashley, these power clams are going to be all over the stage, and so you have to be
so
very
now they
judicious
transferred me
about
to
when
a
you pick those up
supervisor.
and when you get a power clam.
Definitely. I mean, if you are picking up 1 or 2 clams, maybe you're not as much of a target, but once you start getting into 4, 5, 6, and then of course, once you have the power clam, you are persona non grata. Everyone's coming for you because they don't want you at their basket.
And Nine, obviously, if you get a power clam, everyone else on the map can see where you're at. However, there's an advantage to that, because if you get splatted, you're not giving a huge help or boost to the opposing team.
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Right, and you have a lot of clams if you have that power clam. Like you said, it does take 10, and that means that you have enough clams that your opponent probably isn't building one to go up against you. And really, that clam economy is so important. Again, it comes back to map control. If you're covering some clams with your ink, you're able to see them even on your mini-map.
You got to make sure you handle that currency on the stage. And Ashley, a lot of times it's more than just having one power clam, because if you have more than one, you're then going to put the focus on the opposing team that they're now going to have to shift to a defensive stance.
Absolutely. I mean, you're going to see, if that is the case, you're going to see some fallbacks. You're going to see a lot of defense. I'm guessing maybe.
Yeah, and if you need the review code for
maybe a
proof
tent
or
umbrella.
anything,
That's why I'm keeping my fingers crossed for. Do you think? 9? Do you think there could be a tent umbrella? Probably not.
You know, it's more popular than it has been in the past.
True.
It's more popular. The bubble is a very powerful special on this mode. People like to combine bubbles, or the bubble blower rather, with the baller, and that's another really popular special. You run in with that, it gives you a little bit of invulnerability, and it allows your teammates to super jump with those power clams, not even having to get close to it.
And the strategy continues to develop for this game mode because it is still fairly fresh, but what we're seeing is most people online are kind of concerned about, well, if I get a power clam, everyone's going to know where I'm at. These players 9 seem to be so talented, it doesn't matter whether you have a power clam or not. The opposing team knows where you're at.
And on top of that, too, whoever holds the power clam, that's a little bit different here when you're at this level as well. A lot of times you'll see the backliners being the one holding it. They're not going to the opponent anyway, so what's the harm in them holding it? It's going to be if they can get their frontliners in front and use that super jump mechanic to jump up there and score that way.
We're still working on getting the lobby all set up for these players as they choose their abilities here, and oftentimes you're going to be changing abilities depending on the game mode, so that's what's great for these players. They get a chance to really be flexible for each game mode, Ashley.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, every single game mode has its pros and cons for gear and loadouts. Everything that you're picking really can make the difference between winning and losing. And so for a map like, or for a mode like this, you might want something along the lines of, you want to swim fast. You know, you want to make sure you can get that power clam as quickly as possible to the other side of the map, but maybe not so on a different map where it's a little bit
sort of
smaller,
factor in that I do buy a lot of games from you guys.
It's,
so
it could make the difference.
Let's take another look at the game modes that we'll see here in this best-of-5 matchup between the GG boys from Japan and Na from Australia, New Zealand. Game number 1, Splat Zones that went to the GG boys. Game number 2, Clam Blitz. That's what we're breaking down for y'all right now. Game number 3 will be
put them on mute. Let's see. They better not trip.
4 will move to Rainmaker.
I want to download my Paladins
here, which I hope we do.
Crazy
that will be
woman.
tower control as well too. And you look at the different types of communication that goes on here, 9, and not only is it telling your teammates where everybody else is, but what else are they communicating during Clam Blitz to make sure that they can make those coordinated pushes on the opposition?
Well, I think the biggest thing that at this level you're looking for is you see when the enemy has power clams, so you don't need to call out those anymore. Everyone on the map can see it. What's important is to identify the front liner, to identify where that special might come from. You need to keep track at the top of the screen. See who has their special, see if someone has a baller, because the only way that you can stop that is really to be preemptive.
I'm guessing we're going to see, for GG boys, I'm guessing we're going to see Yamamichi out there in front protecting whoever's got that power clam, because he's been so good on dualies, and I have a feeling that's we're going to see the same thing going forward.
And there's some other advanced strategies as well too, because once you have a power clam, you can pass it to your teammate as well too, and then you can also juggle some things too, 9.
Yeah, you can toss that power clam. Remember, the opponent only sees the power clam. They don't see the squid that's carrying it. So sometimes you'll see somebody throw one up ahead.
Then it's tower control.
Someone goes to that, they direct their fire that way. It allows you to sneak around back behind. These teams are pretty good at Clam Blitz. They're not going to fall for the simple tricks, but hey, bright lights, great opponents. You never know.
And a lot of times, too, it's managing the respawn of these power clams as well, because it seems like teams really have a good idea of when to grab the clams out there, when they're going to respawn, and then the
bro, they got to look and see. I buy tons of games for Nintendo, bro.
That I think is so interesting at this high level of play is clam management against your opponents, where you actually play keep away. It's like, you know, if you're ahead, just start collecting the clams so that your opponents just can't score.
And then obviously there's penalties that happen in this one too, 9, and those penalties can really mean a lot because they can prevent you from really improving your score, and we know how difficult it is to get a power football to the other team's basket.
And it's frustrating because let's say that you go from 100 to 20, you score a lot of clams there, and then it goes away. Suddenly you have such a big penalty that you almost have to score another 80 just to get back down to it, where your opponent, now they have a fresh slate to work with. They're going to get what we call the pity clam, which happens when the basket closes. And now suddenly the ball's in your court. I made a pun.
Oh, I like that, but the thing is, footballs aren't on courts there, Nine. It's okay, though. You'll figure out your sporty sports someday there, buddy. Let's go ahead and get set for Clam Blitz as we take it to Sturgeon.
Is there a Tabrella on stage? Just not so shady.
Visual content. Okay, well, I'll try to.
Go ahead and get this
Well,
thing
it's sort of
here.
it's tough
Sturgeon
when
Shipyard.
developers send
Tell you what, why don't you tell us about the loadout here?
Well, okay, I understand. I'll do
Well,
it.
the Slosher Deco here that you're seeing Etino run, that's really going to be the deciding factor here. It's one of the best baller users in the game right now. It can build it up with that sprinkler as well, so keep an eye on that. That's going to be where most of the pressure is coming from.
And then Ashley, Sturgeon Shipyard, you've got a couple defining features about that stage.
And to be clear, once this game is, I guess, taken off, I would be able to
make it easy to put ink on them and go. You can get vertical, you can go horizontal with this. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to get across the map.
And Dynamon with the first power clam on the field right now, or court if you're 9-4-20 left in this one. Ink Storm ready to go for Dynamon. And 9, some of these specials you can't deploy all as we see a Splat for Splat and a couple of Booyahs being deployed as it's now 2-2 on the field here, 9.
And to go to an earlier point there, you see that spinner right now that's now turned up all the way vertical. You can actually put a power clam in from up there with a jump off. It's increasingly difficult to stop. We're seeing now a little bit of pressure coming in. Great job by Yana slowing that one down.
GG boys in the blue have already got a power clam in the basket. They take the early advantage, 80-100, but now they have a 10-point penalty to deal with at this point. 3:43. Oh, as Gabe with the Splat bomb, that's going to give the advantage on the field to Nah, but GG boys able to reclaim that. There's the pity clam ready to go for Nah, but we've got the barrier broken once again by the GG boys as Taiji is in that inkjet trying to put some pressure on the spawn of Nah here, Ashley.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure in the spawn, and honestly, they're playing defense. They're playing defense at this point.
And you see the little timer in between the scores. As long as you get a clam in the basket during that timer, you'll add more time. And yes, very smart here, 9. You see the GG boys being very patient with their score, and it looks like they're going to close this one out. And the GG boys,
so patient.
How about the management of the timer on the basket that we saw there, 9?
Yeah, and knowing when it turns around and when it's almost there, you can just open it up right there, saying we're going to take every second we can, because they sent somebody back to collect more clams in the middle. They do spawn on a timer, and they do spawn in small pods of 4. You have to be able to identify where that is, but like you said, great job managing that.
All right, so Nintendo did it for me. What I'm going to do, I'm going to download the game. I'm going to delete the game that I have on here. And I'm going to be downloading Paladins now. We're going to be playing some Paladins tonight, dudes.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean,
we're going to be playing some. Shout out again to High Res.
That's like we were saying,
dudes,
you know, the back line
buy that Paladins.
And you still
it's going to be
these
fire on the Switch.
Players out there
Give that
front,
code away.
Just absolutely rolling on people, just taking control of everything that's going on and making easy lanes for a score.
Let's get set for our third game, which will be tower control, and a lot of people very familiar with this game mode here, 9. And let's take a look at the basic rules here. You're going to ride the tower into the enemy's base.
All right,
the tower moves automatically.
Successfully deleted. All right, I'm going to put in the code.
If the battle
now watch I do all this, and this code don't work. Now the code's going to work.
With the lowest goal distance wins. However, there are checkpoints, and it seems like tower control is all about these checkpoint management and what you can do there, 9.
And it's really important to
tower control where
those checkpoints are. There are maps where getting past that first checkpoint almost feels like a win in and of itself. There's others
get on that Paladins after. I gotta watch the Splatoon, man. I gotta watch this.
It's very
we're gonna get on.
We're
gonna get on the Paladins
based on that map. Just knowing the mode's not enough.
We're gonna get on.
Ashley, a lot of times you have to decide when you're gonna hop on and off that tower, because if you sit there, you don't want to be a sitting squid, but you also need to be on there to advance.
All right.
I mean, we saw it last year in the finals, right? So we saw Dynamon and his team up there, three squids on the tower in overtime, and it was so heartbreaking. One bomb took them all out. And so yeah, you want to know when to be on the tower, when to get off the tower. You got to know when people are coming so that you can get off, get right back on, and keep riding it to the finish.
9, I'm sure 2 words come to mind as far as one of the most powerful specials when it comes to tower control, and that is Sting and Ray.
Not as powerful as it once was, but when you have a nice, slow-moving tower that you know
Booyah!
everybody's going to be on,
code.
It's going to be there. It's going to be an easy shot for you. We call it the GG Ray for a reason.
Tower control on Snapper Canal. Let's pick this
product
one up.
has already been purchased by you.
In the purple, you've got
or
the
another user on this console.
In the green, trying to avoid the 3-0 sweep. GG boys trying to make it a quick trip to the finals tomorrow. And we see Dynamon with the heavy
They won't let me.
Yep, switching back to it, and
it says the product has already been purchased by you.
But this map especially is one that lends itself to your.
I can't play it tonight.
A big threat the entire time. It's just a very
Why did they wait so late to give? If they would have responded earlier, I wouldn't have bought the game. I should have waited. I should have just waited and not pre-purchased the game.
But the tower continues
it says I've already purchased or another user on this console, so I can't. They said it should go through soon.
And a trade right there. That was very,
so it's not going to be, I don't know if it's going to be tonight.
Because you don't want Yamamichi on the map.
Gabe doing some fine work right here.
We'll
getting a couple of splats
I'll just
in a
keep
row
trying.
And deploying the ink storm. Gabe trying to avoid those curling bombs. Gabe dodge rolling a couple of times, but not enough. As you see, the Splat takes out Gabe, and now it's 4-1 on the field.
I'll just wait. I'll just wait. Hopefully it'll go through. Either way, I'll be good, but I wanted to just play the game early for you guys. I wanted to give you guys an early. No, I'm still using it. I'm still using it, bro. They said it will take a while for it to show up.
Nutella with that charger right there, taking out a couple opponents at that point. 3:15 left in this one, and we've talked about how important it is to have that long distance control, especially on tower control here, Ashley.
Absolutely, and if there's anybody who knows about
long
distance control,
I'll try it again later.
She is doing a great job. Try and keep that tower.
Your kid switch. Come on, Obi-Wan. That's what I should have done. But joke's on you. What's up, dude? But my thing is, Blackbeard, I wanted to play the game early, and so I'm trying to download this to play the game early. Or else I would have just gave it to my kids. That would have been no problem. But I'm trying to play the game early. Now we wait. Yeah, I got to wait till launch. Well, they said it should. I don't know when it's going to go through. Man, I wanted to play this game tonight.
Enough that she's able to continue to pressure the tower and have those stingrays up. On the
That's what I get.
Side, however,
next time I'm not preloading any games until like right before the game comes out.
And Gabe getting caught in the middle, so that's going to be
review it from your kids' switch. Blackbeard, you're a genius, Blackbeard. I could do that. I could. Yeah. No, but then my progress and stuff. Then all my progress is going to be on there, so it's just going to be too much of a hassle, bro. I just want it on my account. I want it on my account. I thought it would be automatic, bro.
You can see they're doing everything in their power to take Latias out of the game.
Yeah, but then all my progress.
As they get closer and closer to the finish.
Dynamon using that stingray.
I'm going to have to do it all over again.
Push it to the third and final checkpoint here, and now you've got your whole team really pushing deep into their spawn here, Nine, as we look to see the GG boys close things out. 2 seconds left.
Yeah, I might just
for the GG boys.
I might just do
they
that.
They get the victory, the 3-0 sweep over Yadna. But let's give it up for Yadna and their participation here, putting up a worthy
battle.
Just
do that.
And what we saw there is, once again,
let me ask my oldest son. Hold on one second.
Relentless from the GG boys. Once they got that tower, it was just push after push after push.
It is the fine art of the spawn camp, as you would say, in a lot of other games. And when you have a lot of long-range pressure coming in, which you did see from Latias, as the crowd goes ahead and gives it up for our competitors, you know that if you let them sit back to their own devices, they're going to make your life very, very difficult. So great job to GG boys knowing what the threat was and identifying it with that relentless pressure.
Lots of love here for Yadna. They're the only team that had a team mom make the trip as well, too. And so it was wonderful to have her in the audience. And you look at just how dominant the GG boys looked here, Ashley. And obviously it was no mystery that they defeated 800 teams. But you got a chance to get an up-close and personal look at how good this squad really is.
They are absolutely incredible. Not only are they really good at shot calling, they're really good at cutting off lanes of their opponents, and they're also
assign an account for it.
They're just
Isn't
really
it
good
assign
at
an account for it?
I
don't know.
It's insane to
but
watch these players play.
I'm gonna just put it on my switches, my kid's switch, and I'll re-download it.
Will advance to tomorrow's grand finals.
Tomorrow,
Who will they be taking on? Well, that's going to be between the X-Quiz from Europe and Set to Destroy X, as they get set for a best-of-5 matchup between these two squads in these ranked modes. And so a bit of a rematch here, Nine, because we saw the back squids defeats Set to Destroy X and Turf War in our opening ink pools.
And what was really
man, but the only thing is the progress that I'm going to be doing, I got to redo it again.
They
but it's all
continue
good.
to play solid defense on a map that's not easy to play solid defense on. That tells me that their fundamentals were good, their communication was good, their game plan worked. So we'll see here now. I know Turf War is a little different, but I'm really excited to see how these two teams that seem to be very closely matched go at it.
And let's give you a reminder of the order of game modes we're going to go in for these semifinals. Once again, we will start with Splat zones, and after that, it'll go to Clam, Blitz, and Tower Control. If a game 4 is necessary, that will be Rainmaker, and then game 5, let's go ahead and hop back on the tower.
That call was a waste.
And it seems like what we saw.
But I didn't know that. I had to call to know that.
Majin doing a great job on that back line, Ashley, with that rapid blaster.
Really, really good work by him. I was just about to talk about how he absolutely had control of the back line.
How do I go to the games I've already bought or re-downloaded?
When Majin was on the field, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do here, and if they can make as little unforced errors as possible, if they really go out of their way to not make like
download started,
not like self-imposed mistakes. I think they can really pull. I think they can pull it out.
And Set to Destroy X here, 9. You look at how much the North American community grew over the last year.
I'm sure the progress is on the system,
knocking off over 500 teams just to get here.
And
this is a team that really didn't face
Broken, you don't have it on the Switch. You don't know how they're doing it for the Switch.
Yeah, it was sweeps all over the place. They have been a very strong team, and it speaks volume. We've gone through so many different changes in the meta. We've gone through so many different weapon releases, new stages, new modes. It just doesn't seem to matter. They're always one step ahead of what's going on here. Unfazed, but I don't know.
Because I still want to show the game off to you guys. So it's a win-win for the devs to see high res. I'm using your code, and I'm still buying the game for my kids.
Getting things finalized.
See how much a fan if I am of you guys, High Res Studios. Keep that in mind.
For the most part, what we're seeing
thanks for subbing, Ben.
Ben,
thanks for subbing.
Getting that initial push, and really nobody's had a early lead, and then really had to face getting somebody coming from behind and really taking control. It seems like those teams that get to the advantage early, these teams are so fundamental that they can secure the lead at that point.
Yeah, they absolutely can. I mean, we see this all the time with Set to Destroy X. They're very good at getting to the center of the map and making it happen.
Let's go ahead and get started with Splat Zones in Mako Mart, and you see Team USA Set to Destroy X in that magenta ink, and then in the turquoise ink, you've got the back squids from Europe. And 9, any observations from the initial loadout here for Splat Zone?
Well, you can hop right on over to that charger of Echo. Echo being one of the best chargers in the game right now. It's not a common pick, and anytime you have that on your team, you are relying on them to make some big shots because they cannot make as well as some other weapons.
Set to Destroy X hopping in the express lane as they take early control of the Splat Zone here. 183, they have the early advantage, but you see the Inkjet and Baller being deployed.
I'm not even watching. I want US is playing. It's US against Australia.
With that Inkjet, Majin moving forward.
I want
with
US
that
to
rapid
win.
blaster as well too. And now the back squid sees control here, Ashley.
Against
yeah,
Europe.
Against
Europe.
I think that Watson did a lot of really good work there on the left, the slosher, before he got splatted, and now we see Majin just waiting, lying in wait for someone to come by.
And here you see the great view of the push from the back squids. They're now deep into Set to Destroy X territory, trying to make a push here. Inkjet being deployed, but no, that Inkjet gonna get struck in mid-air and Set to Destroy X. It's 3-3 on the map. However, they lose the lead now. It's 50-65 advantage back squids. Stingray ready to go for Echo. Echo with the one-shot Splat. You heard it right there. Now it's 65-42 advantage still for the back squids, and it's a 4-0 wipe right there for the back squids as they continue to push deeper and deeper into Set to Destroy X territory. But Hexen isn't ready to give this one up yet. He gets the Splat with the slosher, and it seems like Set to Destroy here 9 really needs
let me put in
team
the
effort as the clock
Founders
continues to tick down closer. But here comes that penalty, 9.
That was a slow and staggered 4-0 wipe, but it was still a wipe. And man, you talk about clutch. They did not have a lot of specials to work with there. They did just enough, but you're seeing already they're starting to lose the zone again. They're going to have to be careful.
Come on, US.
Might we see a comeback here in Splat zones, and really it seems like Echo with that
US is getting wiped, bro.
Doing a great job of controlling the map.
Come on, US.
Excellent job of lane control, and also really he's going to be the guy who's shot calling. He's going to be able to see who's coming in. He's going to say, hey, Hexen left. You know, everybody left, right. up, down. I mean, this is a great position for him to be in.
Oh, but hold on to your tentacles here. Set to destroy, trying to make the comeback. 35-12. You see the 67.
They came back. Let's go, US.
But here comes the bomb rush. Can they establish control? And they do. They throw the penalty on. Majin getting the splat, but that's a splat for Splat.
They still got the lead.
That Ink Storm helping out, set to destroy X. It's now 2-2 on the field. 9. Looks like the back squids trying to cut deep into that penalty here.
Fuzzy going to use this bomb rush a little bit preemptively, try to allow his team to come back in. He knows that they used 2 specials there and still lost that exchange, so he's going to have to give them an avenue back in, and it works just as intended.
Set to destroy X. They get control of the zone once again. 2 minutes left.
All right.
Fuzzy was a
Put it on the kiddos.
Splat right there. 30-12, penalty ticking down for set to destroy.
All right, Paladins is downloading on the kids'
Highly
Switch.
contested match right now is Watson with the Splat and the Slosher. And here comes the Stingray as back squids try to take control. And we have a baller set to go for Watson as well too here, actually.
I'm going to connect theirs to the internet so it goes
such
fast.
a great job on the left side of that map, just absolutely taking control. It's only been a couple of times he's been splatted over there, so I think he's really doing a great job here.
Bomb rush being deployed. Hexen with that Slosher trying to gain control. Zone is up for grabs. 1:29 left in this one. And 9. Now you start
Australia
to figure
isn't Europe.
the timer in
Bro,
this game starting to play a factor.
And you see there,
I know that. I said,
left on this
oh,
penalty.
it's Australia. No, it's Europe.
Here, but they are doing
I know they're
just
two
that.
separate
This
teams.
is what's important. You're going to see the back squids try to stack it, but Watson went down very early in that push. That might set them back.
You've got one special ready to go for the back squids. They're going to need it to gain control, but here comes a baller
Boom!
from Hexen. Perfectly timed on the explosion. Avoids these.
Let's go, US!
And now you've got set to destroy X.
Oh, come
trying
on.
to get equal, but no, zone is up for grab. Can it be regained by either
Oh!
team? Destroy X grabs it.
Bro, this is a good match.
As they make a push.
These dudes are going at it.
The chance of
USA.
fueling this
Yeah,
comeback for
it's
Set to
sort of
destroy.
not fair.
30 seconds left.
The US has the
Will they do
home
it?
crowd
Yes,
advantage.
we see our first
But the
comeback
US
in
is the
Splat
biggest
zone
place
and
for
set
these
to destroy
tournaments.
X. Ashley using that 4-0 wipe at the perfect moment.
The US
to take
came back.
control of
The
this
US
game.
got the crowd
I mean,
advantage.
It really is. It's a matter of seconds before things can change. And I think that, I honestly think backsquids were doing a really good job
US
of
has the
controlling
crowd
Set to
advantage.
destroy X, keeping them out of that splat zone, but it just wasn't enough. And honestly, Hexen's shot calling really, I think, made the difference here.
It was great for them to, whenever you have an opponent pushing at you with 3 specials, almost every time we saw that zone flip all the way back. It was a back and forth endeavor. But we talked about it. Who can break that cycle? Who can break that chain? You have to identify where those specials are coming from very quick. That's exactly what they did. And once the 3 specials didn't flip it back the other way, you kind of got the sense that STDX had it.
Let's take a look at a couple key turning points in this matchup, and you were talking about it right there, 9. The use of the specials, and what are we seeing here? A minute left. It looked like this is really when Set to Destroy X took control of everything.
That's when all the specials have been used like that, and great job there by Pengit staying alive. Remember, when you go down, it paints the zone, and Pengit was standing in the back of that zone. That might have been enough to allow Echo to position a little bit better here. Some icing on the cake there at Kaito as he desperately tried to get back to that zone.
I need to stop reading
but
these
again,
gummies.
it really was
Give me
their
a
ability
headache.
to kind of thrust aside those specials as they came in.
What I liked about Wit right there, Ashley, is an understanding of the opponent's weapon. You're charging in with that rapid blaster, but you realize you've got the range advantage. I don't need to close the gap. Let me create some more distance. The timer is my friend at this point.
Of course, and if they get splatted inside the splat zone, all the better, because that's just more ink for your team on the ground, keeping you in control.
And we saw Echo using that Charger 9.
How long does this run to, bro?
His play, it looked very impressive as
I gotta
far as
assume that
their
Sony press
ability,
conference.
the back squids to control the map early on. Take us through what
Man.
we're seeing with Echo.
There's
Well,
a lot
whenever
of
you get
streaming
a
today.
snipe, that generally means that you're, 1, in a good position to make it happen, and 2, it just is a complete momentum shift here. Again, that inkjet going down very quickly, quite important because that was a special that was used in an aggressive position. You see that snipe right there, Hexen, the frontliner. We talk how important it is for frontliners to be able to push back deep, but that really pushed that one aside.
Stop
allowed that
smacking
splat on
Hexen,
Kyo to be
man.
opened up, but it all started with that
Bro,
snipe.
And an
I
absolutely
got a sassy group of
thrilling
sponsors.
matchup.
Y'all
as
so
we saw
sassy.
lead changes left and right. I think it's
You said
just
stop
an
smacking.
appetizer of what's to be expected between these two squads. Now we go ahead and change gears to Clam Blitz for both of these teams. We got to see a little early addition as the GG boys took on Yeah Nah. Anything differently we might see from that early match, because it seemed like the GG boys got up to the early lead and then they really kept that pressure on Yeah Nah. I assume it'll be the same story in this.
That's what both sides are going to be aiming to do. I imagine we'll see pretty similar compositions. The one thing that's interesting to me is what Echo is going to go here, because long range can thrive on this map, but don't be surprised if he goes with a different weapon. He did, hopping over that blaster for a little bit more pressure.
I stopped doing that since I was like 8.
Clam blitz. You got in the turquoise, the back squids of Europe, and then in the orange, you're going to be going with Set to Destroy X. They've got a 1-game lead on the back squids. Oh, 3-1 already. Hexen trying to put in some work at the slosher. That's a splat for a splat, but now it's 2-0 on the field. Set to Destroy X, and those clams are up for grabs as Set to Destroy, trying to take an early advantage.
Come on.
And now it's all about managing map.
Come on, US.
Courtyard, it seems like, Ashley, the teams that have success there are really going to dominate.
Whoever wins this, do they go against the Japanese? I don't know. Come on, US.
USA. You can use it as cover. You can use it as a way to get in.
Yes, sir. USA.
You can score from there. So these rotating pieces of the map are going to be so key for these two teams.
An Inkjet ready to go for Kaito. Neither team with a power claim at this point. Oh, but the splat in mid-air by Joe. And that's a splat for splat you'll take all day, 9, when you take out a special, especially the Inkjet.
And it also gave them a 3-1 lead as Penguin going to get another trade, but again, they're in an aggressive position. Not all trades are created equal here. You see they're going to the top to try to slow it down, and Kaito getting an important splat right there. Another trade. Both sides are trying to establish control of this lower area before they make their big push, but neither side is giving it away for free.
Joe and Hexen going down, and right now we just have a lot of splats exchanging sides. No team able to really put any pressure on with a power claim, and that just goes to show you how evenly matched these two teams seem to be early on in this semifinal. Oh, Majin putting in work once again with that rapid blaster throw. And you've got a special in the baller being deployed, and then an Ink Storm, as it seems like momentum starting to shift here, Ashley.
I mean, yeah, this is a really good chance. You've got the Ink Storm coming in. It's going to slow down STDX. It's going to enable EU back squids to get in there and hopefully score some goals.
Majin's got a couple of clams away from a power clam, and that's the first one that breaks the barrier. And now it's open. It's all about tossing those clams in, but great defensive push here, 9.
And so there's something, so we talked about that pity clam earlier. You don't have to build up any clams to do so. They're going to charge in here as quickly as they can because they got that.
I don't even know how to do that, bro.
If they're able to take out these frontliners right here, which it looks like they were able to get a couple of them here, this lead might go away instantly.
Watson, you see, exchanging the splat right there. Here comes Witt with the football, trying to find an open basket, but Witt unable to avoid the ink and gets caught. Custom Blaster getting the splat right there. 65-100 advantage right now for the back squids. 2:30 left in Clam Blitz as we've got Set to Destroy X with the 1-game lead. Here comes the splat bomb. Echo doing a fine job of avoiding that. Still peppering the area with some ink. Gonna take out that sprinkler. No, thank you. I don't need to waste any ink there. Echo trying to help fortify their position. Echo backing up, getting the splat on Fuzzy. Inkjet ready to go. Can Echo get another splat? More pressure being put on by the back squids. They're up 4-2. Oh, but Echo gets taken out. And Set to Destroy X still unable to really get that one initial push they need here, Ashley.
Yeah, and that was really unfortunate for Echo because his special was ready to go, and now he's going to be taking a little bit of a penalty there.
Oh, took him out.
Rapid Blaster on Rapid Blaster crime right there. As both go down with the splat. Hexen and Majin kill right now with that blaster, and we have a power clam ready to go for Set to Destroy, but that one goes down. This is going to be a critical exchange, but the 3-on-1 is enough for the back squids to get the
that Starlink is going to be hype.
130 into play. We talked
Starlink is going to be hype.
Here comes the baller. This is what we see all the time, although it looks like they were able to snuff out
that
the
Starlink
carrier there. What happens is oftentimes if
the
you defend
Fox
that, you
McCloud,
can always break the baller.
That's going to sell like crazy, bro. I'm picking that up definitely.
Watson putting a couple of splats in his bucket. It's all Watson. You better remember the name. And here comes the baller in their base. Can he do enough damage? No, the baller gets eliminated. And the defensive pressure once again. But the barrier is broken by the back squids. And they're continuing to build their lead against Set to Destroy.
I just noticed that.
It's 50-100 back squids. And Watson really paving away.
Yeah, that Fox is fire, bro. I got to pick that up. I got to get that Starlink, bro. They sold me on Starlink.
But it looks like hopefully STDX is looking to make a really big push here in the last 40 seconds.
40 seconds left, as you said, 100 to 50. And if you
Starlink is like an airplane shooter, like a Star Fox type game, almost.
4-2 on the field right now.
It's a spaceship shooter,
and those
a
were their
3D spaceship shooter.
Well. Kyo has not been as effective with that custom blaster as we would like to see.
Come on,
US! It speaks volumes of the way that Majin
y'all
is playing.
Y'all butt kicked in this.
He has the longest range on the
Clam
team,
blitz.
and he's using
I
that
hate
to
Clam
shut down
blitz.
those lanes on the left and right side.
13 seconds left. This most likely will go into overtime, and as you know here, 9, it just takes a couple of power clams, and you can make a comeback when you're down 50. Is there going to be enough time and enough clams on the field? 4 set to destroy to mount a comeback, and that is it. The back squids holding things down on Clam Blitz. And we saw a couple of those aggressive pushes, and you see the emotion on their faces in the communication.
Serious.
This is a team that came here with high hopes,
got
and
those
they were delivering early on.
Bro.
And in a mode like Clam Blitz, so often we say Clam Blitz is the most volatile, but that was just fundamentals winning over and over, knowing how to push up, and being able to identify Pengit, who had an incredible game there on that Rapid Blaster Pro. You have to be able to move them if you're going to make any pushes. Great job to them all around.
And you see the emotion from the back squids. Let's look at that tear that Watson went on early in this one to help build the advantage for the back squids. You see a minute 30 left, and 9, go ahead and walk us through this sloshing action we're going to see.
Well, it started off screen. You
sloshes
see
are good because
that the carrier of
you
that
could
power
hide
claim already
behind
went
stuff
down, so that baller was kind of a moot point. Watson, knowing that, knows that he can rush up. That baller is no longer a threat. It's not heading his way, running right up, using that incredible fall-off damage that the slosher class does have, and just making it look so easy. I promise it's not, but hey, great players make great plays.
Watson with 3 splats, and they were able to get another power clam into the goal. They built the 50-point lead, and it was too much for Set to Destroy X. In fact, you look at the defense here, and my goodness, Ashley, they were able to keep Set to Destroy X from even getting on the board that matchup.
Wow. Yeah, they almost kept them entirely from that courtyard where their goal was. So that was incredible defense. And as Nye was saying earlier, I mean, in a mode like Clam Blitz, if you can get ahead early, play defense, defense wins the championship, you know?
Now we shift gears. Look at you with the sport references. You learned a lot over the last year. I like you right there, Ashley. We're going to get set for tower control on Snapper Canal, and you figure in tower control some of the similar things. A lot of blasters here, 9. That Stingray is important on that slow-moving tower, but also in Snapper Canal, it's an interesting level because there are some pitfalls, and you have to be very good with your maneuverability in this stage.
And I think the GG boys and actually showed us pretty much exactly how you would like to play this. The long-range threats are going to be there. They're going to be able to put the pressure on the tower, so it's up to those frontliners to find a way to get in and pressure them.
Did we get a release date for what, Azur? Azur just be popping in.
Sub-weapons that are going to be used in
a release
here,
date for what, Azur?
A lot of bombs, and the splat bombs, suction bombs can be very important, but what about the toxic mist? We're seeing that from some teams as well, too, here, 9.
Yeah, you throw it there, and especially on here, you know everyone's going to be around the tower. You toss it there, it just makes it that much more difficult for them to maneuver around. We're seeing Fuzzy here on the custom Jet Squelcher, as well as Echo on that Sniper. That's going to be the long-range threat we talked about.
Let's go ahead and pick this up in Snapper Canal as we just get started with under 5 minutes to go. And what about the loadouts that we see here? We see some interesting choices and a Jet Squelcher for Set to Destroy X here, Ashley.
Yeah, I mean, I really like that choice. It's not quite as long-range, obviously, as a Charger, but, you know, it'll do the job, and I think that Set to Destroy X is ready to use it.
Back squids take the early lead, 81 to 100. However,
how long will it take? I think for me, it depends on your internet speed.
Those Stingrays canceled each other out, and now it's just the Rapid Blasters left. It was a mirror image on both sides. It was so important that both sides try to get that other Stingray down. Again, in this current patch, you can't use Stingray from the invincible spawn, as you saw right there. Echo making the presence felt again.
4:10 left.
How long did Nintendo say this was going to?
Field for the back squids. They've got the early advantage, 77 to 100. Both teams have taken the game from each other, as we see once again the back squids hopping on the tower, and now they're starting to cut into that first checkpoint.
Jose Rivera, thanks for subscribing, Jose.
Once again, Ashley. However, Fuzzy really leading the charge for all 4 Set to Destroy X players as they get the wipe.
Yeah, oof, that was rough. I mean, you have Echo on the tower there, and that's not really the best positioning for him. You want him to be a little bit farther in the back line, kind of taking care of business.
88 to 74, the advantage right now for back squids, but it looks like that lead might change. Fuzzy trying to hold on, but oh, here comes the baller. It gets busted off. Oh, and that is critical right there, Nine. The ability to get through that first checkpoint is going to make things much easier for Set to Destroy X as they continue to face off against the back squid.
And Hexen using that baller on tower to stay alive allowed the rest of the team to come back just in time.
Where did I see, like, when they plan on this ending?
Happen here already. They know that
give
they're
this
going
30
to
more
do a better
minutes.
job mounting this defense. They can't trickle into it.
You talk about trickling in, and you have to have a coordinated team effort, not only on offense, but also on defense. 43-74 advantage for Set to Destroy X. However, the tower going back to neutral, but no, it gets claimed once again by Set to Destroy X. Watson trying to put in some work with those dualies. Clearing some space right here at this point. Retreating, reading his opponent. Able to move around, gets the splat on Kyo.
Wow,
about the footwork. Watson once again trying to get another splat, avoiding the damage from the slosher. Watson, you can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him, Nine.
And that's not really the way that you'd like to play that situation. An enemy's right in front of you. Let me throw my Ink Storm right in your face here. But that's a 4-0 wipe again. Watson came to play today.
Advantage, though, for Set to Destroy. You see the lead, 43-74, as the back squids now take the tower to the first checkpoint. They're looking to finally clear it. Looks like they'll have no issues as Echo sits atop it right now with that charger ready to go. Plenty of real estate in front of them as they now approach the second checkpoint. Kaito jumping in to help out. Watson rolling on the backside. Looks like a couple of splats with the slosh. Kyo going down. 3-2 advantage.
They processed it. 7:43. That was 10 minutes ago.
On target shots.
So I'm wondering if
that might have saved the game for them right there. That was two frontliners right in their face. If Pinkett had gone down in that situation, they would have been able to walk up to that checkpoint and maybe even all the way through it. If they win the game, that may be the play that does it.
56-43 advantage on the field. Set to Destroy with that lead. 3-3. Ashley, we got a minute 30 left though, and once again we see Watson on the tower. Not much time left for the back switch if they're trying to make a push.
I'm going for the U.S. I'm going for U.S.
Pinkett's got to go.
1-1.
Take out those frontliners. Otherwise, this is going to be a really tough. This is going to be a
43,
really tough turnaround for them.
56.
Playing the back line right now for Set to Destroy X. You think about maybe
U.S. is winning this one.
Defensive focus here. Echo trying to get some splats with that charger. Stingray
ready
to go.
Chargers,
You've got Wit in the back line for Set to Destroy. 4-4 on the field. Neither team really trying to go get the tower at this point, Nine.
No, they're not able to get anywhere close to it. Kyo doing all of this crazy stuff there.
Yeah, you
I think
can't.
they're trying to get some Sports Center highlight level play there. Not going to go for it there. Majin going down there to Kyo is what really set this entire thing up.
Let's go, U.S.
That same splat that we saw Pinga get
Let's
earlier,
go, U.S.
They might not even be on the tower right now.
Hexen with a couple of splats, and that slosher has the baller ready to go. They're at the second checkpoint trying to add to their lead. You see the Toxic Mist trying to decrease the
he didn't use his baller!
But a couple of critical
He didn't use his
now
baller!
On the field back squid. You got about 20 seconds left, and Ashley, you got to be perfect if you want to make the comeback.
Wow,
You do.
20
I
seconds.
Think that double
GG.
hurt my heart
Come on,
a little
U.S.
bit,
Play
man.
good
I
defense.
still
Stop
watch
him.
that happen, but I hope
Come
that
on,
they can
U.S.
jump on this tower here and get going.
He didn't jump on the tower and stop it.
8 seconds left. Can Set to Destroy. Hold on strong. If you're the back
U.S.
squid,
has a home
you gotta
crowd
hop on the
advantage,
tower
too.
At this point to force overtime. Majin on there, trying to force overtime. Here comes a couple of more back squids. Toxic Mist ready to go.
GG.
Oh, but the defensive stance by Set to Destroy X. They're able to respond and take back another game. They now have the 2-1 advantage here, Nine.
Just enough defense there, held it on, knowing that at the very end, you just need to put a tiny piece of your body on that tower, and the game registers it as going the other way. But man, that was a lot closer than the final score indicated.
It really was, and that's what we're seeing from both of these teams here, Ashley, is the fact that it's that initial push, but you aren't having much luck securing the game at that point. These other teams are making great comebacks, and what we saw from Set to Destroy X, just enough pressure late in the game to keep the back squids from mounting a comeback.
Absolutely, and I think there was some really good special management in about the last minute or so of the game. They really took their time, made wise decisions on when to utilize those specials, and of course, if you happen to have I don't know, if you happen to have your special right at the end there and you can shoot it right at the tower, all the better.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because there kind of becomes a game of cat and mouse in that situation. You look up, you see that your opponent has the Stingray, and you having your Stingray says, okay, I can't fire this first, because if they shoot that Stingray at the tower, it's going to take me down. I have to be there ready to counter.
And Wit obviously putting in some major work for Set to Destroy X. And what did we see right there, 9, as far as one of those critical points?
Let's go. When is it going to be the finals?
Frontliners in the perfect position to steal
that
tower back and make a big push. And we saw a mid to back line player making a better play against all odds.
Well, let's get set for Game 4 in this semifinal matchup. It'll be our first look at Rainmaker in this Splatoon 2 World Championship. And let's break down what this is going to be all about. For those of you not familiar with it, you carry a mystical missile launcher called the Rainmaker to a pedestal in the enemy base. The Rainmaker is initially located in the center of the stage and is protected by a barrier. If the battle ends without a KO, the team with the lowest goal distance will win. And Ashley, you talk about a game that takes a lot of communication. You look at Rainmaker and everything that can happen with it.
That's right. I mean, you really have to be talking to your opponents, especially the designated Rainmaker carrier. It needs to know exactly where everybody else is and how they can help propel their team to victory.
And 9, map knowledge is always very important no matter what game mode, but it seems like in Rainmaker, every map is going to have an obvious route for the Rainmaker, but there's also that one little detour you can make where you can really take out a large chunk of your score.
And shot calling so important here. When you pick up that Rainmaker, you have to know then and there we're going this way, we're going left, we're going right up the middle.
Am I going to play Fortnite yet when it comes out on the Switch?
Because if you hesitate, the opponent gains special meter when you are holding the Rainmaker. You know, if you take too long, they're going to throw as many specials as they can.
I know the finals are tomorrow, but when's the last match for
Players
this
in the lobby
for tonight?
making the final adjustments as we get set for Rainmaker. Game 4, Set to Destroy X taking on the Back Squids. What's at stake? Well, Set to Destroy X is victorious. They will face off against the GG Boys in our grand finals tomorrow.
Let's
Back
go.
Squids trying to force a Game 5 and extend this semifinal matchup.
So if US wins this, that's a wrap. Come on, US.
This is one of those
this is it.
Where
if US wins this, they go to the championships tomorrow against
Japan.
Japan.
I hear people in the crowd cheering. One of the most notable games of Splatoon ever played was on this exact map and mode. The score went from 11 to 7 to 5. It's a very difficult path that you have to take right through the middle, but when all those specials are concentrating in the same area, you never know what's going to happen.
You've got Set to Destroy X in the green, taking on the Back Squids in the blue or purple. How you see it?
Oh, he got wiped.
Kaito getting Splat as well too, as Echo rolling with the heavy Splatling here. And Ashley, nobody's really grabbed that Rainmaker quite yet. You want to be careful when you get your hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can see Echo being a little bit more conservative because obviously you don't want to be a heavy Splatling down, especially on this map.
4:15 left in this one, and it's 3-1 on the field. Back Squids, you figure this is the time to grab that Rainmaker and make a little push. And they've got it in their possession.
That's their stream.
In their possession, you've got
that's Nintendo stream.
And a baller being deployed as well too, and that's that communication we've talked about here, 9. And you see Back Squids really trying to have a coordinated effort as Majin hanging out in the back with a little bit of protection and that Rainmaker.
Gonna opt to use that Stingray now, and there's the counter Stingray. We talked about the cat and mouse.
Come on, US.
Kyo had just enough time to respawn. I know he went down there, but this is a much better look.
Come on,
they
US.
3 down, but again, 3 down on the other side as well. This one might be a stalemate here at 62.
You've got some Back Squids super jumping to Kaito's position. They're able to burst the shield on the Rainmaker, but there comes that toxic miss.
Come on.
And a curling bomb.
Come on,
by
US.
An auto bomb and a nice splat done right there. As you see that 52 gal Deco taken out, but Echo once again trying to build the lead. Got the Rainmaker, has a route, but no, finally getting splatted. But you look at the score advantage, and the Back Squids with a huge advantage early on here, Ashton, 29-0.
Yeah, I mean, this is a point where
I got a
they
notification.
could very easily say, okay, let's just play hard defense and keep.
Does that mean it's downloaded? Yep. Paladins is ready to go on my kid's Switch. I'm going to keep my paid version on my Switch. I'm just going to rebuy the game. So Nintendo got a win-win. I mean, high-res studios, win-win. My kids got a copy, but I get to play the game early. That's why I requested the code, so I can play the game early. When the opponent has a remainder. I didn't notice that either, Blackbeard. Master Z, thanks for subbing. I didn't realize that either, bro.
Incredible defense right here. That's why the Stingray is so powerful.
You'd think I'd know that as much as I play Splatoon.
Let's blow in the cartridge and reset the Rainmaker as it gets put back to the middle of the stage here. 65-29 advantage. You see Set to Destroy X. They're down right now, 2-1. They've got the advantage, though, trying to get this third and decisive match. Oh, Echo getting splattered right here by Hexen, and Hexen's going to go ahead and take that Rainmaker. You see 4-1 on the field. Here's the chance for Set to destroy if they want. Let's see if the back squids can replicate that wonderful defense they had. Hexen
he got stopped.
57. A minute 55 left in this one.
Still plenty of time, but
say about the defensive presence we're seeing from the back.
It's close. This is a good match.
Great job of holding back just far enough to
your bar goes up on the tower or while holding a power clam. I did not know that, Plumbo.
As a way to sort of keep everybody out.
Echo with the Rainmaker
I did
hanging
not
out by
know
his
that.
base, being told not to go backwards. Stingray trying to take things out. Echo trying to be very careful. Goes through the great, nice maneuver, but he's met with a bucket of ink courtesy of Hexen.
But he did reset it.
It's a difficult spot for that Rainmaker, 9, and you talked about the strategy about putting it there.
Well, one thing that can get there for sure is going to be this baller of Hexen. He's going to try to distract him as long as he can so that the rest of his team can get in.
That was a good move.
To get anybody down in that situation, so they're still going to be able to set themselves up and play defense. And more than anything, they're
I don't know what that
to
dude
run
was
it back there, back to the middle. This has been a goal line stand for almost 3 minutes here.
Back squids really holding on to their lead.
This is just a tough match. These dudes are playing.
A minute left, 4-3 on the field, courtesy of the back squids. They've got the advantage. They're trying to force a game 5. We see Majin right now swimming through the ink, peppering things with that rapid blaster, able to get 2 direct hits and takes out Wit. And it seems like
looks like they're going to have one more game.
Play more defense than offense if you're the
U.S. is not doing nothing.
100%. I mean, at this point, you've got 40 seconds left in the game. All you have to do is just keep STDX away from that Rainmaker.
Hexen using the baller, trying to take out a couple of members of back squids, unable to do that right there. Oh, but gets a splat on Majin.
Oh, but he got whacked.
Able to come in with that slosher, protect things. Here's one of the final pushes you're going to see from Set to Destroy X. They're able to get into enemy territory, but no one can stop.
Close with no scar.
29. You also see the Stingray going down, and it is a 4-1 wipe temporarily, and it looks like the back squids 9 are going to hold things down and try to force a game 5. That Inkjet defense's Wit goes down as well, too. And let's go ahead and serve ourselves up a game 5 as the back squids.
I got to showcase.
Seemed like they were playing defense that entire matchup 9.
And that's exactly what it was. And I can't tell you how many of those plays had to go exactly the way that they did. But you saw there at the very end, right when they needed that final bit of a defensive stop there.
Oh, no, they're not. They already showed the modes. They already said what modes they're going to be using.
Just enough there. One that we didn't catch on camera. Majin, who had 22 splats in that game. It was another almost identical situation what we saw from Pengit. 2 people rushed. He was able to get one of them down and force the trade on the other side. But there were so many instances of that in that match. That was so close.
Ashley, we have a game 5 in the semifinals. Winner take all to the grand finals tomorrow. What do you think is going
Winner
through the
takes
mind of
all.
These players as you already face a very pivotal matchup in these
Whoever wins this wins it all.
You know, I feel like they have been in this situation so much that this is just another game. You know, it's like you get in there and they've played these modes so often. They are cool as a cucumber. They are ready to go in there, and I don't think they're going to really change anything. I think we're going to see the same loadouts, you know?
Well, our 5th game will be tower control. As you see the map we took here to get to this game 5. They've played over every game mode, but this will be the one that we repeat here. And as you look at the previous winner of tower control, that was Set to Destroy X here. And you figure, is there any particular team that you think has an advantage in this game mode?
All right, this is it. Do or die. Whoever wins this match goes to the championships.
So close that one misplay either way would have changed the result. I think that the tower control was the exact same as well. I honestly can't make a pick right now.
You're seeing a lot of confidence, a lot of excitement from the back squids, especially that last game. They're able to stave off elimination here, Ashley. You've got a hungry, confident team trying to dethrone essentially the defending champions as we get set for our game 5 and our final semifinal matchup here. It'll be tower control on Ink Blot Art Academy.
Tower control. This is it. Whoever wins this goes to the championships against Japan tomorrow.
Because it has that tower right in the middle.
This is it. Come on, US.
There's a really interesting route for the tower.
US is in green.
Usually you would expect it to maybe go a little bit
Europe.
a little bit up and over.
It says
but no,
EU.
It goes all the way around. So there are some specific
EU, so that
here that are going to make it
European
very
Union.
difficult
I
for
don't know
any
what EU
team
stands for.
to finish
Europe.
tower control.
And 9, we see Echo bringing out that charger in this
Come on,
matchup.
US.
3-2 on the map, and it's going to be the back squids in purple taking the early lead as they go
see, it's the back squids, so it's Australia, not Europe. I don't get it. They're from Australia, but their thing says EU on it. Which one is it, Europe or Australia? All right, let's go. Come on, US. This is back squids.
Oh, Witt once again serving up Splats left and right. 100-70 early advantage for Set to destroy X as they face the deficit, but they're back on the tower now. Back squid's gonna have to play a little bit more of that famed defense that we've seen so far in these semifinals.
Bro, that Stingray can be annoying, man.
Now it's 4-1-9, and here's where Set to destroy X can try to seize the lead.
And look at how far Kyo has been pushed up there on that. You also see Peng get all the way pushed up. Fuzzy's back here on the tower, but all the pressure is back there. The backliners are not going to be able to make their presence felt. They're starting to trickle in. This one might go
US took the lead. Let's go. Let's go, US. Let's go, US.
Go down, but his buddies are going to come and join him on the tower. Fuzzy hopping off the tower, gets the splat. Oh, but Echo with the snipe, and that's going to go ahead and clear things out. And it looks like you got a defense.
That a good push, 41-41. Let's go. Now they just need to play good defense, man. They need to play good defense. Hope for the finals tomorrow. That would be dope, Ghost. That would be dope. That would be dope.
Here come the back squids, though. They've got 2 specials charged up, and all 4 of their players on the map set to destroy. They got to get a couple of specials ready to go if they want to play some defense. Tower getting reset, though. Stingray ready for Echo. Is Echo going to sit on the tower and use it? We've got a couple of members for set to destroy X with the higher ground. Echo hopping off the tower as they get set to approach the second checkpoint. It's now 4-2-9. This is the chance where the back squids can put that offensive pressure on.
This is very scary. 3 people down. They're going to get through this checkpoint pretty easily here. That Stingray got taken down there. The counter Stingray coming in. Majin's got to get on the tower right now. That's going to be the lead.
They're taking the lead.
They're starting to trickle
Bro, they let Europe.
Is this really going to happen?
Is it Europe or
Majin with the splat. It's 4-3 on the field.
EU.
3rd checkpoint reached by the back.
US is losing.
Big upset, but they get defended upon.
How much time is left? 2 minutes. Still plenty of time.
2:13 left in this one. Autobomb trying to chase out. Splat here by Kyo. 4-3 on the field. Kyo trying to pave some way, trying to take out that charger of Echoes, trying to do some map control. Kyo with a couple of inkjet.
Oh! Let's go! Let's go, Kyo!
Kyo is an absolute machine. He took 3 people out. Then he went into the back line and started taking people out.
Who's Kyo?
He has not been splatted in about 30 seconds, which is
Who is this Kyo dude? Which one is Kyo?
It's 3-2 on the map. Set to destroy X on the tower. They're trying to get to that 3rd and final checkpoint.
Come on.
Got to get to 18.
Come on.
It's 4-4 on the map. Fuzzy
Come on.
Fuzzy hopping off the tower. They got to ride it for a couple more seconds. Oh, but
20! They got stopped at 20! Oh!
And 9, that might have been their best opportunity to mount the comeback.
That was their best opportunity. 20 points, and I'm running out of words right now. I'm running out of breath.
You want to watch this Splatoon match?
I can't even pronounce my R's correctly right now. This is so intense here. They're going to have to get back mid-control, but if you're the
why are you crying?
My
kids are back home with my wife for my
back squids. They've got 3-3 on the field, but they do have a Stingray ready to go for Echo, trying to sit back there and control the map. We're at 49 seconds left. 20-18, advantage for the back squids. They were down 2-1, but can they score the upset? Oh, and Echo with the one.
It's not looking good for the US.
Taking them out. Gonna go ahead and super
that might be it.
It
might be it. It might be all she wrote.
2 specials and a 3-2 advantage. Kyo trying to pave some way. It's gonna come down to this, folks. 30 seconds left here.
Oh! Come on, Kyo with a double!
Coming out here as well, and the Stingray is now done. They're gonna need to get somebody else down there. It's gonna be the baller coming in as well. The last one is Kyo.
Oh, Kyo got taken out. That's it. They stopped it. All right, US lost. That's it. That's it. US lost. Oh, that is.
Will the back squids find their way in the championships? And it's in overtime.
It's over.
Tower in the middle. It's not
enough. US lost.
Come from behind. 2-1.
US lost.
The victory. We've got controllers and cords flying everywhere as the victory goes to the back Squids. They find themselves in the grand finals as they get set to take on the GG boys. And how about the defensive presence we saw throughout that match there, 9.
All right, dudes, that's it. That's it. All right, dudes, I'll be back to set up for the Sony conference. Sony press conference, I will be live streaming it. Starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
How many times they had to execute perfectly, and they did just enough to get those wins. They weren't pretty, but they still go in the win column.
And Ashley, we try to catch our breath here from